Representatives for controversial pastor Shepherd Bushiri have stopped the Department of Home Affairs from withdrawing his permanent resident status in South Africa. Him and his wife, Mary, are in custody pending a bail hearing on charges of fraud, money laundering and theft. My colleague Tshegohaco Moagi is keeping a keen eye on developments there. So let's start with why their permanent residency is being questioned, Tshegohaco.
Well, do you remember that the Bushiris have been arrested before, and during the investigation we understand, we were told by the Department of Home Affairs that during the investigation with the first arrest, the Hawks then found that there were a few discrepancies in how they actually received their permanent residency. So that's what's now happened, that it actually has been, it's now being questioned and it's now being investigated by the Department of Home Affairs. We understand that, however, the High Court in Pretoria has ruled that this particular situation. So what happened was the Department of Home Affairs requested the Bushiris to just explain to them, gave them 30 days to just explain to them as to the discrepancies around the statements that they were made about how they actually got their permanent residencies and also when they got their permanent residency. So the Department of Home Affairs then requesting them to just give details as to what has happened, and the Bushiris then went to the High Court to try and interdict that, and that's exactly what has happened. So the High Court has said that this, at this point, needs to be suspended, and the Bushiri is saying that this obviously dates back to what they would actually like to do is for themselves to be able to plead on another charge of fraud and money laundering, which is expected to be heard next year in May.
Prophet Shepherd Bushiri and his wife entered South Africa for the first time on the 6th of September 2009, and they were issued visas, which means they were visitors. But while he was here, 2014, 2015 and 2016, he started applying, he registered companies with the CIPC, the register of companies, and started conducting businesses, which is not allowed, by the way. It's not allowed in terms of the visitor's visa and immigration law. So that is a chargeable offense already. Now, in 2012, remember they came here, both of them, in 2009 on visitor's visa. But in 2012, Mary Bushiri, the wife, she's also called a prophet or prophetess or something like that, entered South Africa through the O.R. Tambo International Airport. She then produced a permanent residence visa. Not a visitor's visa, a permanent residence visa, which was, according to what she produced, which was given to her on the 1st of February 1997.
Home Affairs Minister Aaron Motsoaledi with that context. So what happens now?
Well, we understand that the Department of Home Affairs has decided that they will appeal the judgment that has been brought by the High Court in Pretoria. They will then be appealing that particular judgment just to ensure that all the processes are followed. And of course, it's just an issue of the Bushiris, as I mentioned, saying that they'd rather want to plead to the charges that they are facing to a case that will only be heard in May 2021. The department saying this is a bit far-fetched, and they would really like to appeal this particular judgment, and they are hopeful that they'll get a positive outcome.
Tshegohaco Moagi, thank you very much for those details.